no turning back if we do this.
I've already made my decision.
From Interval Presents, a new romantic thriller podcast starring Jason Derulo.
There's something about you that I haven't been able to look away from.
And Alexandra Shipp.
Nico, we don't even know each other.
Listen to Underwater wherever you get your podcasts.
If you enjoy guessing what comes next in a mystery, or ever find yourself wanting to become a part of your favorite stories, then you will love unraveling the family mystery in June's Journey. June's Journey is a hidden object mobile game where you follow June Parker as she embarks on a quest to solve her sister's murder and uncover her family's many secrets. The game is set in the Roaring 20s, so besides feeling like I've got an escape room in the palm of my hands with all of these clues and secret hiding places, I also just love getting to see the luxury and glamour, and you can build and customize your island estate as you play. Whether this is your first case or you're a seasoned Sherlock, June's Journey will keep you searching for hidden objects in every scene. And with new chapters added weekly, you'll never run out of clues to chase and suspects to interrogate. June needs your help, detective, so download June's Journey for free today on iOS or Android, or play on PC through Facebook Games.
Replay is sponsored by Brancalonia.
Brancalonia is the all-Italian setting for the 5th edition of the world's most popular fantasy role-playing game. Set in a topsy-turvy version of medieval Italy, this unheroic, picaresque, and roguish world quotes, collects, and mixes references from contemporary Italian fiction and pop culture. You get the likes of the wooden puppet from Pinocchio, the half-demon Malebranche from Dante's Inferno, or even the Puss in Boots, some even as playable species. Spaghetti Fantasy is a low-magic, gritty fantasy with little money for special effects, whose atmosphere is very similar to spaghetti western movies, but with swords instead of guns. The tone is lighthearted, its protagonists are neither heroes nor anti-heroes. They are knaves with little will to fight, chicken thieves, bandits with a heart of gold. After triumphing at the Emmy Awards in Indianapolis, gold for Best Electronic Book, silver for Product of the Year, Best Writing and Best Setting, the fantastic world of Brancalonia returned to Kickstarter with 3 new volumes at the community's request. The Bounty Kingdom Gazetteer, the Spaghetti Fantasy Bestiary, including recipes for cooking monster meat and managing its side effects, and a compendium of adventures. Intrigued? Play Brancalonia and other Acheron games like Lex Arcana and Inferno
at acheronstore.com/RPG-Brancalonia.
I took the lead. Somebody's heart.
20 years ago, we played a game. We recorded that game and shared it over the airwaves of a high school radio station. WKEY AM, 1360.
People listened. So did other things.
20 years later, we were invited to play a live reunion show for the hardcore fans.
Little did we know, this time, the game was real.
In this world, the players are confronted with their truest desires
and deepest fears.
And only they can decide when the game is over.
Welcome to Replay.
My name is Haley, my pronouns are she, any, and I am playing Rory, the Fool.
My name is Jen De La Vega, my pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Fern, the Dictator.
My name is Alex, my pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Andrea, or Andrea, the Emotion Node.
My name is Banana Chan, my pronouns are she, they, and he, and I'm playing Deliria, the Godbinder.
My name is Kappa. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Lucas, the Neo.
And my name is Aram. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Jacob, the Master. Welcome to Replay, Chapter 5.
Game.
When we last left off, you all had gone through some trials, defeated some enemies, met some voices of your past, and at the very, very end, sailed into this new world where you have gained some power. You feel it as soon as you cross over into this new world, like a rush of adrenaline, followed by a serene calm. Lucas really knows, because Lucas sees a level up, like in your little visor, and some new options. Let's just go around real quick and talk about how we have advanced our characters, starting with Rory.
So the thing that I got is called Clown School.
Clown School.
Where I got to pick up a specialized trick that I guess I learned in Clown School. It's called Fool's Rush In.
Oh my God.
At the start of any combat where the fool is not ambushed, you can take a single action before anyone else at the cost of starting the combat with 0 guard.
Damn.
I call that the Leroy Jenkins option. Yes.
The fun thing about Clown School is that more clowns come out than go in. When they open the doors, they just spill out.
Okay, and then Andrea, what did you pick?
Andrea, as the Amazement Knight, picked Emotion Draining. I can use my arcane weapon Hunger to siphon my sacred emotion from a target character. The GM ascertains how strong the target was feeling, and this is the maximum level of emotion that can be siphoned. The character can resist or not resist, but if either way and if successful, my Emotion Knight gains that many levels in their emotion.
So an emotion vampire.
But also a failure means that, a critical failure means the target can never feel emotion towards that source ever again.
Wow.
Which is the opposite of a dictator's critical failure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
That's bad.
It's like, I can never be surprised again.
Oh.
Just to be almost dead inside? No, thank you.
No.
All right, Deliria, what advance? Well, you had 2 advancements.
Yes. So I advanced once with my god, so the Eldritch God, to level 2. So now I have Frenzy of the Abyss touched. Begin chanting an awful liturgy. Everyone that joins in gets the following effects: gain an advantage on all attacks, gain temporary health equal to their own con, lose all guard. So that's the first one. And then the second one is level 1 to Toe Beans. This is our new sock puppet god of shopkeepers and animals. Their scripture, basically they heal 1 health to any character at any range, but they basically create an animated sock puppet version of that character, and it's max 1 use per character per session. And Alex made 2 very good names. I think the first one is Darn Right.
Darn right, yeah.
And the other one is Make Them Whole with an H.
Make them whole. Yeah, absolutely. Sock puns. Excellent. All right, Kappa.
I have gone with an energy weapon gift from the fair. I have a searing energy weapon, and if I wish, I may use Dex for its dice pool instead of Strength. It works as a normal blade without being activated.
Very, very cool. And Fern.
Fern chose, as part of an artist's progress, she gets a new emotion wheel spoke, which is amazement, surprise, and distraction.
Nice.
Which is very exciting. And then accompanying that, she also has We Choir, which is when she uses the voice on willing people, she suffers no penalties for the group size.
Right. Okay, so you can affect more than 1 person now.
Mm-hmm. If they're willing.
If they're willing, sure.
Mm-hmm.
After this big, huge fight, and you guys sail out into what is now open water again, with just the edge of the tower in view ahead of you. There is a bit of tension, I imagine, on the boat. You all just witnessed what happened. You all heard the alarms go off. You may not all be exactly sure what happened, but something happened. So at this moment, how is everyone feeling? There's still tentacles and corpses on the deck. You just pulled Tony down from being spiked and murdered. Not murdered, but killed. Heavily killed.
Not entirely intentionally taken out.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he was quite dead. It was like that, they always show you during a tornado. Look how deep this board went into this house, except the house was Tony.
No! Oh, no! Tony!
Poor Tony.
Tony!
He didn't suffer. It was quick. He had just enough time to tell you all how much he loved you. Now, this was the best experience he'd ever had.
Oh my God.
Buddy.
So we heard this alarm ringing.
You all watched Deliria leave the boat on basically footsteps of water and be carried very dramatically over to the side of the wall to a control panel, very similar to the one you just used, and then plunge a blade into it. You saw sparks, heard alarms go off, then you saw the back wall fall, and water began to rush past you. So much, in fact, that it was draining against the boat. And the boat began to slide backwards, and then there was a very loud thud beneath you, and the boat basically stopped moving. It looks like you're going incredibly fast because the water's rushing past you, but you're standing still, fighting against the current, just edging forward as the water drains behind you. But you're not being sucked in with it.
How is gravity working? Because you mentioned earlier it was like a side.
So this world, when you pull back far enough, is a 20-sided die.
Right.
And you were in one of the triangular faces. You passed over to another one. So there was a hard ridge at about a 20% angle that you had to cross over with your boat on water. That's why they need the lock system to basically put you parallel at an angle to it below you, right? And then get you over that hump safely and then be able to shutter the water forward so you can enter into this new world where gravity is now like 20% this way. But once you pass over the hump, it felt very weird going over it because you kind of shifted.
Like, whoa.
Otherwise than that, it's now perfectly normal.
Fern is looking around at the water rushing past and listening to the alarms. What just happened? Is something else coming?
As you're looking over the edge of the boat, I would like you to roll intelligence.
I got 1-4.
1-4. Yeah, so as you're watching the water, it's rushing by. There's lots of foam, but you can occasionally see directly beneath the boat something large that is pressed up against it, and you can see one of those big tentacles just at the edge of the water where they've slapped against the boat and are holding it. So this giant creature, just like one of the ones you just fought, is holding the boat to make sure it doesn't get sucked backwards.
Interesting.
Fern, what's going on?
You want to look at this?
Do I?
That thing is helping us?
Wait, what thing?
A thing that attacked us is now helping us.
And you can see it too, as clear as day. Right on the edge of the water, there's these big, huge suckers that are clearly holding onto the boat, and the bulk of the creature is directly under you.
Rory, what did you do?
Did you have a conversation with the thing down there, or?
No?
Is being told to fuck off a conversation?
I told it I didn't need help.
Okay, but it's helping us, so why is it helping us?
I didn't do that. I told it to go away.
Where's Lucas? Is Lucas still in the engine room?
Did anyone give Lucas a heads up that he could pull his arms out of the engine room?
No. Nobody has.
Someone should go get Lucas.
I'm telling Anna to stuff all the fair gold into my bag.
Yeah, okay, Anna's down there like, what do I do? How do I help? I love being helpful.
Oh my God. Anna, just I don't know.
Where is it?
Just you see the shiny stuff? Just put it in the bag. I need it.
Is
for
this
later.
gold? And she pulls up an earring.
No.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Is this gold?
Until she picks out the right one, I'm gonna just roll my eyes every single time.
She eventually gets it. At some point, she's like, "Oh well, this isn't any fun if you're not gonna play," and she just collects the gold and gives it to you.
I'm trying to keep us alive here.
I think you're all set. You just got to pull your arms out of that, and you're all good to go.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull it out.
There you go. Yeah, and it's weird. It's like demerging. You are it's like decanting. It's like being in water and then being poured out of it through your arms.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're becoming arms again as opposed to network.
Oh, that's weird.
And your skin is like perfect. It feels brand new, like the whole layer just regrew. It's pinker and a little fresher than the rest of your skin.
I'm looking at my hands. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but other than that, you're fine.
Okay, let's go see how we're doing out on the upper deck.
Yes, let's do just that. And she puts her arm out in a little hoop to be escorted up to the deck.
Lucas will hear Andrea's voice as his head just appears upside down in the hole in the side of the ship. As Andrea has rappelled down with the chain. It's like, Lucas, up deck. We need you up deck.
Is that... Yeah, I'm on my way. Everything okay?
Not sure. TBD, TBC, TK. We'll find out.
You head up to the deck, and as you do, there's another loud foghorn from the wall behind you. And you hear both gates eventually sliding shut. And as they do, the water stops pouring past you, and you hear a rumbling.
I don't know what that means. So the gates are closing.
The gates are closing. That is rumbling. So that is causing a rumble, but then there's a much louder rumble, and the water begins to boil around you.
Are we all here? Where's Deliria?
Is there another one?
I hope not.
I can't handle another one. I need to sleep.
I also can't handle another one.
As you're saying that, in front of you, the ocean seems to boil as a dozen of these creatures rise to the surface on either side of your ship in two long lines, and the tentacles raise up out of them, and you all kind of brace for them to come crashing down, but they don't. They raise up and touch tips, forming a cathedral of tendrils and flesh as you sail through them, a salute of honor for the deep's newest and most favorite disciple. Like the hails of trumpets as you pass by each one, showering you in water and maybe a little bit of slime. It's still a little bit gross, but for the most part, this clearly feels like a salute of honor as you sail calmly and serenely through them.
Fern is just spinning around looking at this and up. I'm confused. Didn't we just fight one of these? And now there are many welcoming us?
Maybe we earned their respect?
Or they're about to eat us. Vibe, what's going on?
Scanning. Creatures unknown.
No. Vibe doesn't know what these things are.
However, there are many tales related to these creatures.
And it starts to just spit out like Loch Ness monster stuff and songs people have written and like blurry photos that people have taken that don't look like a thing but might be a thing. Like there's a lot of talk about these creatures, but no one's really seen them clearly.
Doesn't know, but you just take your pick. Leviathan, Cthulhu,
Smash.
Kraken,
Smash.
Nessie.
Smash.
behind Lucas. And her eyes are smeared with black ichor.
Oh my. Are you okay?
Never been better.
What did you do? What happened? What is that on your face?
Our God is so happy with us.
Our God?
Our God.
Seconded. Our?
I specifically renounced the god, not my god.
You did what?
I told the god to go away. I think it's the same god, unless there's two that are very similar.
No, there can only be one God.
Okay. Sure, same god then.
Okay, but like in season 2, episode 25, there was like a mention that there was multiple. Like
No, there's definitely multiple, but we gotta let her have this, I think. She's bleeding black goop.
I mean, she wrote it. She would know, right?
This was written in the world. This was written everywhere. This is all of us and everything. We are it. Can't you see?
I'm sorry, was this in the pamphlet you were trying to give us earlier?
A part of it, yeah. A little bit.
If you flip it over.
I didn't read it.
It's melted now, it's okay. But there's time. There's always time for us to continue learning the teachings of our God.
Who is our God again?
He is unnamed.
You don't know the name of the God that you worship.
They prefer not to be named.
You cannot name the unnameable.
Off the back of your shoulder. No! Off the back of your shoulder. And before you is this multicolored sock that has been rather poorly assembled into a puppet. Has a big felt mouth. There's 2 googly eyes on the end of pom-poms. There's barely a head. There's no stuffing. It's just, they're all like just flat against a hand. You can see the bones of the hand through the head. This is not a good sock puppet. But he does have a nice little tuft of hair that's been made out of felt and cut carefully with 2 different colors of felt, so there was some effort involved.
You cannot call, which cannot be called. You cannot summon, which cannot be summoned.
Did you make that?
I did make this. I made this today.
So that's on Deliria's shoulder from behind?
Oh, fuck me. Oh my god.
Hello. You are the new queen. I am the demigod of socks. And you have called me, for I am an agent of chaos and darkness. I come from the deep and answer their calls and bring you love and magic.
Queen?
Is that the god I renounced?
You renounce my god, for I am but a demigod. I am but an agent of the god that you renounced.
Okay, all right. I would have felt bad. You're very cute.
We are very aware of who has denied us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Rowan, you fucked up.
I was sort of in a situation where I felt how much the world itself loved me, and I thought I didn't need.
You do not understand this world.
Why is it undulating?
No, that's so it seems.
I can't tell if it's looking at me. Can anyone tell where it's looking?
I think it's looking at both of us.
It's looking at everyone.
Let's talk about the world. Recently, it has changed.
How?
It is covered in water. Many have drowned. Do you know how many socks? How many are gone? How many were lost to the waves? Do you know how many of us were taken?
Drowned?
Oh, yes.
How?
We do not like to be wet.
I was down there for 10 minutes. What happened? What did you do? And I'm looking at Deliria.
She drowned them all. All of us.
Wait,
she
did what?
She drowned all the socks.
You drowned so many of us.
Specifically the socks.
Specifically socks?
I did what was right.
If you take
one of us. If one is injured, two are called. That is how we work. There can never be just one. Both must die. You have cost many, many souls today. And we could not be happier. For when they are destroyed, the rest of us go stronger. You have made us all so strong and mighty. I am powerful, and I give some of that power to you. Mwah.
Did the sock just kiss Deliria?
Yeah, right on the side of the cheek.
This is a lot to unpack.
I know, right? I thought there was only one god. Now there's a demigod too.
There are many gods. Many, many gods.
I'm walking around Deliria. I'm walking around seeing where this sock is coming from. Do I explode? Do I get a headache and go blackout?
It keeps moving from shoulder to shoulder. There is a long bending arm that kind of disappears in the folds of Deliria's clothes. It always seems to like under a hood. You never see the end of it. And even like when it like lifts up a bit, there's just like too much shadow to see what else is going on. It's never clear where this creature ends.
Lucas, I swear I'm not doing this.
You are not. I am my own puppet.
Andrea is going to move emotion intensity to overwhelming right now because I feel like this is the strongest level of amazement that he can feel.
I would think that's fair.
You called her a queen. Why?
Because she is a queen of terror and death. She is the destroyer. She is, as we call her, the unraveler.
When did this happen?
Just now.
Just now?
Yes. Things change quickly here.
You flooded the world.
Only because God wanted it to happen.
So you did it. You actually did that.
Because it was the right thing to do.
What?
So, Sock.
Yes.
There's more than just the socks that are drowned. It's everyone else.
Oh, all the people. Everyone you met. All of them are dead.
You were really sock-focused.
Many of them had socks on.
I believe that. The socks were attached to people?
Some were attached to people. Many were in drawers. Imagine the water receding up and up, and you're in a little dark drawer, and you know it's coming, but you can't get out. Not until the water starts pouring in.
I mean, okay, it's a really clever callback to the end of season 1 when the entire world goes through the apocalypse and there's the big flood, and that's what you meant to do, right? That you're just doing a clean slate, you're just starting all over again.
I'm just doing what I'm told that I should be doing. This is my world now.
Your world now? We built this world together.
Well, did we really though?
I mean, yeah, you wrote it and Fern drew it and...
We collaborated.
She didn't write it.
What?
She didn't write it. That whole thing happened because her ghostwriter's vengeful spirit wanted revenge. Is that what you wanted the whole time? You wanted an excuse? All of those people in the pirate bar drowned.
Zoe was just a vessel. She just simply triggered the creation of this place.
Zoe went to school with us. Zoe was a person.
Zoe isn't real here. Zoe isn't a part of this world. Not anymore.
So you didn't write the story that you're fighting to get credit for?
Well, right. I mean, I've read a little bit. The credit section.
Wow. Why? Why do you want power so badly?
I need to have control over something. And this world, I have so much control over it right now.
And you can have more.
That was a pretty high cost to pay. You just washed away a side of a painting that I created. Why?
Like you said, it's just a painting.
a painting I made.
They're just creations.
We talked to them.
We enjoyed those bars. We had a favorite spot. Now we can't go back to it.
You can create a new spot.
Don't you get tired of doing that?
No, why would I?
Maybe it's because you've never actually made anything.
Well, I'm making this place now. This is my place.
And Fern just walks away to the side of the boat to look at the wall.
As you walk away, there's another rumble, but this is different. This shakes the world. Lightning cracks in the distance, and a storm is clearly gathering over the tower you're sailing towards. The orcs, who are all on the ship doing things, suddenly all stop, turn to each other, and bow, and start a waltz across the deck. Everything feels completely surreal and unusual. Music kicks up out of nowhere. The rumbling continues, and all of a sudden it stops. The orcs seem to break out of their trance and go back to pulling in sails and doing the rig and whatever it is orcs do on a ship, as if nothing had happened.
Jane?
Hey, yeah, I thought you'd forgotten about me. What's up?
I don't think I can take any more surprises right now.
It's not really on me. What do you want me to do?
I don't know what you want to do, but I know what I want to do to a lot of people right now. They're kind of unraveling everything that I helped build.
Oh, I see. This is about you.
That's not what I said.
Pretty sure you did. Pretty sure that we just talked about 20, 30,000 people drowning, and you're concerned about you.
I am sorry if that's what you heard. That was not my intention.
What is your intention? What do you want, Andrea? What do you really want?
Go quiet.
If a chain could nod silently, a chain would be nodding silently. Lucas, there's been a little spinning wheel in the corner of your visor for like the past 5 minutes.
2,347 fair gold detected.
As it finally counted all of the different fair gold that were in the piece. You had a bunch of math to do. Yet as you are passing under the last ones and you're looking at the tentacles, every single sack where there should be a sucker has something in it. You can just kind of see through them, and where the sun hits them, you can see the people in these little amoebic sacs on this creature's arms.
I'm going to step away from the group. There's a lot of conversation here about what just happened, what we lost, what was lost to the world, and is it real or not? So questions of reality are starting to fill my head, and so I know that there are specifically 2 entities that I can talk to.
You separate from the others and head below deck. In this long, narrow hallway, there are 2 full-length mirrors directly opposite one another. And as you pass by, out of the corner of your eye, you see to the left the red fair, and to the right, you see the blue fair.
This place is both real and not real. It's everything and nothing at the same time.
It is all real.
It is unreal to your world, but very real if you are in it.
I think I finally understand what you were talking about. Can you answer me this? There are still consequences here that will affect us out there.
Query. Define out there.
Beyond die.
You ask if die carries over into your world.
Yeah.
Do you wish to know
if consequences from this world will follow you.
Lucas.
No, I think I know. I just want to know if we'll remember why.
The fair, they look past you and both nod together and then turn back to you and say together,
You will carry everything from this place with you. You will possibly carry some of this place back with you. That is among the things that will happen. However.
The red one says, however. The blue one kind of like looks, what do you mean, however?
However, we believe you have earned this.
Holds up his hand and just a beam of light appears. And he pushes it through the mirror and this shining neon streak appears in front of you. And then it just sucks into a hilt and the hilt drops to the ground.
I accept this gift. I grab the hilt.
It feels so natural. You feel your power flow into it. You instantly know how to use it. You do one of those cool little spin tricks, flip it behind your back, right into your other hand. You've known this weapon. You've always known this weapon. Upgrade patched.
So I'm assuming I'll be needing this pretty soon.
Would you like to know
if you will need this weapon again, Lucas?
I think I can decide for myself. I know you're always watching, so it's really pointless for me to say goodbye.
And they fade back into the mirrors, and your image just reappears like a ghost. Is everyone heading kind of into their rooms? Is that what's happening right now? It is late. You have a bit of sailing to do now. Are you all kind of retiring to your rooms, or are you still gathered on deck?
Fern is on the deck just looking out.
I think Rory's also still on the deck.
Whatever creature was underneath you settles down. You feel the boat lower and settle into the water as it leaves you, and you're under your own sail again, heading towards the tower as the moon creeps out over the ocean. It's calm and serene and beautiful.
I think Deliria is at the very front of the ship, watching the waves crash.
So Deliria, you're up near the front, and there is a lantern hanging near you, swinging back and forth, its light flickering inside the brass, and you can hear like a voice.
We see you. We know.
And you realize it's coming from the lantern. And as it speaks, the flame dances.
I open the little door to the lantern.
A rush of flame pours out, surrounding you. The ship is on fire. There is burning and flame and smoke. It chokes your vision. It clouds your throat. And all of a sudden, a face appears out of it. A face of fire.
You have cost me so much. Do you know what you have done?
Who are you?
I am the god of fire.
It just erupts all around you in white-hot heat.
You are no god of mine.
No, you are not mine. You are my enemy, and you have cost me so very much today. I am weak. I am reduced. But flame is always reborn. And there will come a time when I am not so weak. A time where I can reach you with even the smallest cinder. And it will come as inevitably as the tides. So enjoy your victory, Douser, for you will never know light or heat without fear again.
And all the flame gets sucked back into the lantern, and you're just left on the deck, sailing into the night.
I take the lantern and I throw it overboard.
You cannot hide! Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, was that... I thought I saw you throw something.
Oh, it was broken.
As you walk up to the front of the ship, steam is rising off the hull everywhere, just like little wisps of steam.
And you see he's visibly shaking. He's like the little cracks at the side of his face are just a little bit wider. There's a little bit too much of a grin going on there. Just like every now and then tugging on the chain, tugging on his D8 dangling from his ear. Like, Deliria, this thing about you not having written the story, fakey, true?
Well, what is fakey and what is true?
Well, one is when you didn't do it, and one is when you did it.
Well, can you really say anything is fakey or true in this world?
Deliria, I just need... Why are you avoiding the question?
I'm not avoiding the question. I'm just trying to get a clarification of what you're trying to ask of me.
Did you write the original story by yourself for the Waterbearers, Season 1, Season 2, and the comic that followed?
If you're talking about the world that we came from, that's a different world. And in that world, Zoe wrote the Waterbearers. But if you're talking about this world, I own it now. In the other world, she is still around, but in this world, she is gone.
So in this world, the story has yet to be written.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that we're still crafting it ourselves.
So there is still space for stories to be written, for other details to be added, for other characters to be included in the main story, right?
I mean, if that makes you feel better.
I would appreciate if I could be fully part of this story. This time.
Why not write yourself in?
That's called self-insert. If you were a writer, you would understand. I can curate stories. I can supervise who gets to tell those stories. But if you are writing the new one, if you are creating the new threads, if you are seeding the new narratives, then you are the one who has to include me. I am trying to be on your side here.
You seem to have no problem inviting yourself to things. Maybe you should figure it out yourself?
Andrea's gonna lean in. Are there any more surprises I should be expecting from you?
I'm a pretty consistent person. I think that everything that's happened so far has happened for a reason, and I have explained myself pretty clearly as to why I'm doing this.
Another tremor goes through the boat and shakes the water.
Andrea's gonna take the hook from the chain and just rest it on Deliria's shoulder, much like he did with Rory back in the tavern. And it digs just a little bit. Are you willing, Deliria, or are you going to resist this?
Everything is in binaries for you.
That is a 4 and a 6, so that is 2 successes. For each success, a level of emotion is transferred from the target to the emotion knight. Deliria, you lose... You can never have more than any strong surprise. You can never be surprised. You cannot be startled. You cannot...
Oh boy.
You don't see things coming, but they don't surprise you anymore. But Andrea takes on 2 more levels of surprise, of amazement, and increases the intensity
Wow.
to consumed.
Oh.
The mouth cracks even further and the face splits. And the dull surprise on the armor, on his chest, on his torso, turns like even the mouth grows even wider, the eyes grow even wider. And then Andrea's going to have to vent to let some of that out. What is the worst thing that Deliria has said?
Deliria has said to Fern that her work was never going to get anywhere. All of this trying to live in the past, it's not going to make a difference.
Fern does all of their work with actual ink and paper. It's all really painted. It's all really gorgeous work. And you were all like, if you don't switch to digital, no one's ever going to care. Just dismissed it outright.
If you don't get into NFTs now, like, what's the point?
And she did literally the same thing. She crossed her arms and walked away and looked off into a window.
No fucking thanks. That's what NFT stands for.
She would never say that, but
No, of course not.
What is Deliria's defense?
It is 0.
Andrea is going to sink the hook just a little bit deeper into you. And just crack their neck and see like the face like falls back into itself and closes some of that crack on his mouth. And what's your guard?
2.
And how much health do you have right now?
You know what? I think I lost track. I think I have like 2 health left.
The hook goes through your cloak and keeps going and keeps going.
I don't make me make you non-fungible.
And you take 1 wound and your health goes down by 1. Oh, but you can't feel that.
You felt it go through you. You felt that you should feel something.
It was unexpected, but no, I don't feel anything.
You will. And he walks away.
There's a peace in nothingness, a beauty in it. Do not fear it. Use it.
Replay is sponsored by Adventure Dice. Adventure Dice is your Canadian source for dice, role-playing game books, and accessories, and other tabletop gaming goodies. Many of our products are handcrafted in Canada. We're dedicated to creating gaming spaces that are safe, accessible, and welcoming to everyone. As gamers ourselves, we believe in offering quality products that we would use at our own table. Find us at your friendly local gaming store, at conventions, and online at www.adventuredice.ca.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But we also sell merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell and grow at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. They have an all-in-one e-commerce platform and in-person POS system, so wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. With the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers. Shopify has allowed us to share something tangible with the podcast community we've built here, selling our beanies, sweatshirts, and mugs to fans of our shows without taking up too much time from all the other work we do to bring you even more great content. And it's not just us. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US. Shopify is also the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm. all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/REALM now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/realm.
Rory, what are you doing right now?
I actually think Rory's gonna go be next to Fern. Fern's had pretty normal reactions to things that are occurring.
Yeah. Try and be a little normal.
Yeah, so whenever Fern is like looking over the side of the deck, wondering where it all went wrong.
You're sitting there with your arms on the edge. Fern's sitting there with their arms on the edge, just kind of looking out over the water, trying to be normal for 5 minutes.
You know, our normal days on a pirate ship, we all remember.
Yep. So you've got your arms out lined up. Right next to you is Fern with their arms out lined up, and then there's a third guy. It sure is lovely tonight. Hey. You can both see this guy.
Where is he standing? Is he standing next to Fern or next to Rory?
Rory's in the middle. Fern's on one side.
I assumed it'd be Tony, and then I remembered Tony's dead. So it's not fucking Tony. Who is this?
This is some guy, long red hair, pale green eyes, flowy cloak-like clothing, has a whole bunch of beaded wooden bracelets on, bunch of necklaces, some rings.
Fern closes her eyes and exhales before she turns. She's like, who is that?
Hey, I'm Fate.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Like capital F, Fate?
Capital F Fate. That's me.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know you, and you must know me, because Fate played a hand in this little fight you just had.
Are you upset about that?
Am I upset? Oh, no. Quite the opposite. And he puts up his hand, and he's got a little die 6, and he's rolling around in his hand. No, I'm not upset at all. Things have gone so well today.
Yeah, can I have that?
You know, I'd love to give it to you. Might not be in the cards.
There are cards now?
I thought it was dice.
It's a turn of a phrase. I'm sorry, let me use words you understand. It might not happen. You might not get it back, but you might. If fate plays a hand.
Doesn't fate, truly, when you think about it, play a hand in everything?
Yeah, it does.
But also, aren't you hands off most of the time?
Oh yeah, which is why I can't just give it to you. I'd love to otherwise. I want to, but I just can't. I'm bound by rules too.
You know you're changing the rules by talking to us, right?
Oh, I'm bending them. I like to bend the rules. It's fun to bend the rules. You all know about that.
I never lied about my dice rolls, okay? And you can ask the people that were sitting next to me.
No, that's why we like you. You are always honest. We like honesty. Well, certain kinds. Anyway, I want you to have this die. I can't give it to you, but I do want you to have it. All you have to do is a little thing for me.
Oh, there it is.
What are the terms? Let's hash it out.
Terms are very simple. When I tell you to, you miss.
I miss.
That's all you need to do. There'll come a time when you need to miss, and I'll tell you.
And if I don't miss?
Well, I'll take it right back, and so much more.
That sounded like a threat.
A threat carries no guarantee. I speak in promises, not threats.
Okay.
Rory, don't make another god angry, please.
Do we have a deal?
Yes, I will miss.
Okay. Here you go. And hands over your die. And you feel this rush as soon as it is returned to you. You didn't realize what you were missing, but you feel it all come rushing back. but you can also feel the cost. Something half forgotten, like a memory of an appointment that's just constantly just out of your mind, nagging at you all the time.
Well, this has been a delight. Thank you so much, Fate, for stopping by.
As soon as you look up from the die, Fate is gone.
Okay, goodbye, Fate. It was so good to meet you. Fern, we need to go home.
Agreed. And she's massaging her temples and turning back to the water. Do you know why I chose watercolors?
I'm gonna be honest, I just assumed you were good at it already?
No. I listened to the show, you know? And watercolor is one of the oldest forms of art. And what better way to tell a seafaring tale than with water itself?
As you're talking, the moon is now reflecting in the waves in front of you, and the waves are pouring out from the ship, and as they pour past, they look like brush strokes. They just turn into watercolored brush strokes. The more you talk about your art, the more the world becomes your art.
You know, if you really look closely, you could see the watercolor paper that I chose from the art shop. And you know what all this reminds me of again? And she points downward. Waves. Sound waves. Did you know that the first, sound has existed for, since existence? Stars crashing and...
A single shooting star crosses the sky as you say that.
We had not recorded sound until 1860, about the same time that watercolor was invented. And the way that they used to record sound was vibrating paper that had caught some smoke. This is why I chose watercolor. It's because we work at a radio station. Do you understand why I'm devastated?
I mean, everything that's happened today has been devastating. You're talking about the loss of life, the disrespect for your art. All of it.
He starts to well up with tears and makes a very long, protracted inhale. And you can see some of the color disappear from the sky.
And then you hear static. And you realize it's coming from your phone.
Oh, this still works?
You pull it out, it's staticky, and you play with the volume, and then the static gets a little louder, but you can hear something under it. Something familiar. And as you get closer to the tower, the static clears more and more, and you realize it's a scene. It's a scene from the old show. It's particularly a scene when you all came together, when something unified you, when you came together to help each other, to save each other. What was that scene? And I would like you to all please play it out.
It has to be season 2, because I wasn't there in season 1.
Correct, it has to be season 2.
Post-apocalyptic flooding.
Why did you all have to come together to help each other?
Alex, didn't Andrea mention earlier something about wiping the slate clean and then bringing back new characters? Maybe it's something like that?
At some point between season 1 and season 2, after Naomi was killed by being pushed off a cliff, but in a very sort of oh no.
Yeah.
The first season ended badly with a apocalyptic scene of everything being drowned, and then Fern's contribution was actually we just keep it that way, and now it's a ship and it's a seafaring story. So it could be the first scene of putting the ship together, putting the crew together.
Because it's our fault that it happened, right? It was we made a choice to do something, and in response, the whole world flooded, basically.
Yeah, either you didn't stop it, or it just like that was like the monkey paw was like, oh, you stopped this thing, but the world is flooded now.
You were able to stop the great evil, but the world was flooded. That was the consequence of it.
Finding the first survivors.
Yeah, I like that. What if you guys were on the boat and you found a floating survivor? You're on the boat. The world's been flooded, much like the situation you are in now. There's flotsam and jetsam everywhere, but on a door that looks large enough for 2 people.
Could we start the scene, maybe Jacob describing the scene?
So, you won. The evil has been defeated. The good guys are victorious. But the world has suffered. Water covers so much of it now. Across every horizon, and everywhere you look, even in the darkness and the storm, there is wreckage of ship, of home, of bodies. And you're desperately searching for anything, for anyone, for just one thing you can do to help, for one person you can save. And in that moment, you hear someone faint, someone weak, but someone calling for help somewhere in the darkness of the ocean.
I'm gonna cast a daylight spell. As far as I can, as high as I can, just to give everyone vision over this wreckage that we're sailing through.
So you touch the main sail, and a jolt of energy goes up, it hits the crow's nest, and then it lights into a ball, like the entire crow's nest just becomes this one giant lamp. And sheds daylight for half a mile across the water. Everything comes into view instantly, and you zone in on a woman hanging on to a door, maybe 100 feet off to the left of your boat.
Do we have lifeboats on this boat? Could I lower one down and safely get over to her?
So you lower your lifeboat down. It's this little rickety wooden thing. I would like a dexterity check from you, please.
11?
11 plus 4? Yeah. 15? Done.
Yeah.
So you get this boat, you're in it fine, you paddle out to this half-drowned looking woman.
Can I grab her hand and pull her into the lifeboat?
You help her in, she's in the boat, she's cold, she's shivering, but she's alive. And she's the first good thing that's happened in a long time.
Can I cast Aura of Vitality?
So as they pull back up and they're getting wrenched back onto the boat, you just lean in. And how does it work? How does this spell work from you?
I place my hands on her face, and a blue glow just emanates from my palms.
Fern, who used to cup your head in their hands to show you comfort and to show you that you were safe?
My grandmother.
She was always sitting in a rocking chair. She didn't want to get up. She had a bad leg, but she loved when you came over.
She smells Werther's Originals. And chamomile tea, like the wafting smell of it.
All she ever wanted was for you to come over, play music from the old world, and dance. She just liked to watch the kids dancing and having fun. Watching the children, watching the next generation gave her all the hope and joy in the world. And she would just sit in her rocking chair and clap. And so as you feel these hands touch the side of your face, you can just hear a clap. And it brings you back. And you feel warm. And you feel safe.
Oh, I don't want tea this time. I want hot chocolate.
Lucas has come up from the deck with a whole thing of tea. It's, oh, shit.
Okay, fine. Like, I'll cast Fabricate and turn it into tea or hot chocolate.
Perfect. It turns into hot chocolate.
Hey.
Where am I?
You're aboard the Nomad.
Aboard? A boat?
Yes. Yeah,
What happened? I was just chopping fish and...
I'll look at my party members and go, well, yeah, technically, you're still here in Sparrow's Bay, but Sparrow's Bay is kind of bigger.
How does it get bigger?
I'm gonna extend my hand out to help you up and kind of motion out to the water.
At first, it's just ocean. It's just water everywhere. It's lit up like daylight, but it's just water. And then you look a little further and you see the tops of mountains. And you know those mountains. And you know that they look very small right now.
My home. My family. My dog. And she runs to the side, or she hobbles to the side of the ship. Fletcher!
He's fine. He's somewhere and he's fine.
No. Okay.
In fact, as soon as you say that, a second door slides up to the ship. Fletcher gets on the boat and is fine.
I get a second lifeboat, go down.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Fletcher figured it out. Fletcher managed to bump into the
good boy.
Ship and haul himself up. Yeah. Just runs over to you.
He's an old sea dog.
That's right.
We're going around helping people and trying to find some good in this shitty situation.
Do you need someone to chop fish?
That's the scene that's playing out on a loop. Lucas, your AI picks it up too. You can tune right into it, hear it almost clear as day. There is a powerful radio signal emanating from the island ahead.
Fern is holding the phone between Rory and her, and they're like craning in to listen to it.
Just keeps playing it over and over.
Is it a message? It's the first thing we all did together. If you're Jacob and you control the whole world,
right,
and all of the radio signals, what are you doing by doing this?
Rallying us.
It's like a pep talk?
I guess. I don't really feel peppy.
Make my way to the deck and see Fern and Rory around this phone and go, okay, I figured something out, and I'm not sure. We're gonna have to test this out, but I think Jacob is trying to do something here with all of this.
Like what?
I think Jacob's trying to make us learn, or something like that. I don't know. Rory.
Mm-hmm.
Since you've come here, what is something that you've learned about yourself?
You think Jacob is trying to send me on like a self-help journey?
Yes. Something like that.
I've learned I'm a very boring adult and I hate it. And I want to swing on chandeliers, Lucas. That's what I've learned.
Okay. Okay.
You think that Jacob thought I was boring?
No.
So he sent us to Jumanji.
Jacob thinks I'm boring. Yes.
Jacob thinks that we're both boring, and he sent us to Jumanji.
We could have just played a different game at the pub.
He could have just told me. Could have been an email. This whole adventure could have been an email.
Yeah. Yeah, but would you have looked at that email, Rory? Would you have done anything with it?
No, I don't even look at Deliria's emails.
Okay. What happens here is just supposed to help us along our journey, just in life in general.
But I thought we could stay. How is that helping? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we're gonna get Deliria out of here.
And I think that's the point. I think the point is we have to leave. Like, the point is to leave, but you can't leave until you've come to a conclusion of a better version of yourself.
So we just have to announce our conclusions and then go?
I don't know. I don't
Can't
know.
be that easy.
I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
I love the theory. Thank you for the theory. It's better than the no theories I had a minute ago, and I appreciate it. We still have to talk to him, right?
The variable in all of this is Andrea.
Why are they here?
That's the question.
I was backing him up. I was on your side.
No, I know. I'm just... everything is spinning right now. The little wheel is going on in my visor thing, and it's detecting a signal. It's detecting that over there. I'm going to point in just a direction that...
Yeah, we got Fern, your phone.
Yeah, she holds it up to your headset.
Yeah, and it's the same signal, and it's now clear as a bell. It's still a little staticky, a little tape worn, but it's clear as a bell.
Tinny as hell on a flip phone.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, you don't get any of my vibrato. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, she's even pulling out the antenna for you.
We were all telling the same story back then. We didn't know just yet, but I don't know what's going on here now.
As you talk about the conflict, the possible conflict of choices, the sea rumbles again. You see the tower sway slightly. You see its light blink on and off. And it's more violent this time. It feels like the world is coming undone.
Maybe we do all have to make the same choice.
Well, you have to make a choice.
Can Lucas see fate now?
Lucas, this is fate.
Oh yeah, you can all see fate. You can all see fate. There's this red-haired, kind of earthy guy with like Birkenstocks hanging out.
This is fate. He gave me an ultimatum, and at some point I have to do what he asks.
Like fate, capital F fate?
Capital F fate.
We don't like to go by official labels, but yeah.
Did you want to say something?
I just wanted to chime in.
Okay.
I'm gonna narrow my eyes at fate.
Fate narrows their eyes back. You want to get high?
Not right now.
Anyway, I just wanted to check in. Tell you all you've been great. It's been really fascinating so far.
But something's about to happen.
And looks at you, big smile. Well, something's always about to happen. But this time, it's something big. And then just turns into like tendrils of wispy colored smoke that pass by you like a hookah. Like
Oh.
And then vanish over the water.
It's one thing after another here, isn't it?
As this is happening, below decks, Deliria, you just needed a little bit of time to decompress. You've had a lot to go through recently. And as you're kind of in your own head, you hear a click, 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 and then just the gentlest hand on your shoulder as Anna swings around and leans on the wall next to you. You had a big day. It's been so exciting for you, hasn't it?
Oh, it's you.
It's me. Just little old me.
To be honest, I forgot that you were still here.
I do like to be quiet, a little reserved from time to time. Give everyone a moment to shine.
I guess that explains why Lucas was gone so many times. He was with you.
Well, on occasion. But I don't want to talk about him right now. I want to talk about you.
Me?
And all the things you've done.
Well, what's there to talk about?
You're just so powerful right now. You seem to be keyed into everything. And I do like powerful people.
What are you proposing?
I'm just saying. I think you started the ball rolling. I think culling the weak was a good move. There's just a little more culling that needs to be done.
Thank you. I didn't really see it that way, to be honest. I thought that it was more of like a cleanse, you know, like a juice cleanse.
Like a purge.
Yeah, kind of like that. Just like a, you know, getting rid of those toxins and letting in something new.
Purification of the body is an important thing.
Right, exactly.
You have to take care of yourself. This is really about self-healing.
It really is.
You took a you day.
Thank you.
I just wanted to tell you that I believe in you. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of the loose ends for you. Don't you worry about it. I'll always check in.
You know what? Before this conversation, I didn't really trust you, but for some strange reason, you talking to me like this, I feel like we're going to be friends.
Oh, I feel like we're going to be best friends.
Oh.
And she leans in, gives you a little peck on the cheek.
I got all this, honey. You go to bed, you relax. Don't you worry. I'm going to take care of everything.
Click, 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 and walks on.
My name is Alex Valente, pronouns he, him. I am a bisexual bilingual Britallion on Musqueam, Squamish, and Silvertooth land. I have been a cleaner, publishing intern, waiter, scare actor, editor, university lecturer, language teacher, shop manager, and more usually, a translator. I can be found in tiny writing on the credits page of books when publishers remember to name the translator, and lurking in TTRPG spaces when people forget I'm there.
I'm Banana. My pronouns are she, they, and he, and I'm a tabletop game designer and writer. I'm also the owner and co-founder of the RPG and small box board game publishing company, Game in a Curry. I love horror movies and cheesecake a lot. You can find me at Banana Chan Games on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, all of the social media.
I'm Jen De La Vega. You might know me as Vivian Lakewood on the Shadowrun podcast Fun City, Marquesa Maldar on the Still Fleet miniseries Float City, and The Keeper on Cozy City, a Brindlewood Bay mystery. I also happen to be a chef and cookbook author based in Brooklyn, New York. You can find me online as Randwiches. That's the word sandwiches, but replace the S with an R.
My name is Haley Whipjack, and I'm an educator, podcaster, and a passionate fan of making fun things. I am a co-host, game master, and a player on TTRPG Actual Play podcast Unprepared Casters, while also pursuing personal creative projects on my TikTok and YouTube channels.
My name is Christian, better known as Kappa in most online spaces. I use he, him pronouns. I am a performer, producer, and writer in the TTRPG space. I've produced, performed in, and organized events with Friends Roll Dice, Roll20, Asians Represent, Utopia, and many other groups and organizations to forward the work in uplifting marginalized identities in the TTRPG space. Occasionally, I'll appear as a guest in actual play streams, podcasts, and talk shows to lend my voice and expertise in storytelling and character-driven narratives.
And my name is Aram. I'm a producer, designer, photographer, and voice actor living in a quiet town off Lake Michigan. I'm a co-founder of the storytelling podcasting collective Dead Ghost Productions, co-host of the Dungeons & Dragons podcast Kill Every Monster, and the creator of God's Fall and of Now and Then. I also did the editing and sound design for Replay. You can find all of my shows and all of my social media at aram.gay.
Thank you for joining us for the launch of Dead Ghost Productions. We are a queer-run and owned studio and a proud member of the Realm Network.
Keep up to date with Replay and all of our projects by following us on Twitter at DeadGhostPro. Find all of our social media and all the shows we produce at deadghostpro.com. Listen to episodes of Replay early and ad-free at patreon.com/deadghostpro.
This show was produced and edited by Dead Ghost Productions. Find out more about us and all the shows we make at deadghostpro.com.